Marco here again. Welcome back to FTB Monster with Rotarycraft and GregTech version 1.0.5. Yeah, and I'm going to start this episode by ripping a load of things apart. So we finished last episode making the extractor system, and now I'm going to rip it all apart and actually do it properly because I've learned a bit more since. Just to start off with, though, when I updated to 1.0.5, the configs, there was a couple of conflicts in the conflicts with Rotarycraft. I think I updated the config file on the Dropbox, but I maybe didn't. Something to be aware of, though, you don't actually have to put the GregTech one in from the GregTech one now. The one that actually comes, the GregTech, there's a GregTech config actually in Monster. That's just fine. You don't have to touch the universal config page or anything like that. So ignore all that bit. All you need to do is add the config file for Rotarycraft, and that clashes with a few things. So if you update to 1.0.5, there may be two conflicts that you have to just change the numbers to. If you try and load up a single player world, you'll get a conflicts.txt, and it'll tell you which ones are conflicting. So just change them numbers, and it'll tell you a free range as well, so just put it to a free range. I will update the Dropbox, but if I forget, that's all you need to do, just change two numbers, and then you'll be good to go. Right then, so one thing, the main thing I've done wrong here, in fact, what I've done wrong here is, if we look in our CVT again, you'll see that currently my belt ratio, I've got 16 times speed with a redstone signal on. I'm actually going to change this to 16 times speed with a redstone signal off. I've gone too far. I've gone too far. 16 with the signal on is what I want anyway. So that's what I want actually. And then with the signal off, I actually want torque. So as well as multiplying the speed, we can also multiply the torque with this. And multiplying the torque by 4, what that's going to do is, that actually means, have these got any fuel in? I don't think they have. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. 4 minutes, that's fine. What that actually means is, before, when we was putting the normal in, let's turn these on. So we're getting, normally we're getting 512 torque, 262 512 rads yet, and when we multiply our speed, we get the 8k rads that we need for the middle section of this, right? But what this actually needs is, stage 1, the highest power we need is 65 kilowatts, and if you look at this engine, this engine actually puts out 65 kilowatts. So we don't actually need 4 engines at all. What I can do is, so I made this much more complicated than it need be. We can turn that off. We can break them, and break all this stuff. I've got a sound muffler behind there though, I think I've mentioned that. And I'm actually going to take these out as well, but once I've set this up. But I'm going to leave them in while I set it up just to show you what we should have done. Is, so I made things much more complicated than they ever needed to be. Because of the CVT, the CVT adds the flexibility to be able to do this instead. So with one engine, and I'll just let them run down, fuck it. There's absolutely no need to swear then, was there? I apologise. Swearing, don't mind using it when it's justified, but there was no need to swear then at all. Naughty Acco. So let's just put a lever there so we can turn this off if we want. And at the minute I'm just going to grab a little tiny bit of ethanol, so 2 minutes worth just to show you. So we'll put our 2 minutes worth in there. When we've got our CVT off, we've got our CVT turned on, we get our 8k rads, that does the middle two. So we've got the middle two working away there. And then when we turn it off, we've multiplied our torque by 4. And look, our power doesn't change, we've still got 65 kilowatts. So we've got enough power for the 1 and the 4. So we actually only needed 1 engine. So it means we don't need 3 engines. We didn't need 3 of these control units. These will come in handy, of course. I'll use these for something else, but didn't need any of these shaft junctions. So really, all that is just excess stuff that I didn't need to make. So I dropped a bit of a bollock there, so I apologise. And if anyone's copied my build, then I apologise for the waste of materials. Now, it was Florian Monnier, thank you very much, you'll let me know that I could have done this, and I should have realised it myself, to be honest, but like I said, this mod's new to me as well, so I am a bit of a slow learner with some stuff, and that, as you can see there, is now working away nicely. Now, the next step for this is we want to put a timer on this. Now, I've worked out how to do this. I've just been playing around in single player. Now, what I want to do is I need a, let's turn my NEI on. I want a timer. So how do we make a timer? I need some circuit plates, which is smelted stone, some redstone, that's it, and some sticks in it. So I need a timer. I need a thing called a state cell. Very similar. That uses silicon chip, which means I need to smelt red silicon compound, which means I need, oh, that's a bit more complicated, isn't it? Silicon boule, sandy coal compound, sand around a block of coal. Interesting. Right, I'll go get some bits made, because I need to make one of them. I might have to make a diamond. I've got diamonds, haven't I? Yeah, make a diamond handsaw. So I'll get all the little bits of that made, and I'll be back when that's made, and we'll look at setting this up so that it runs. Oh, I've run out of power. Setting this up so it runs right. The other benefit of this, of course, is I was using 4 times the amount of fuel I needed to be using. So yeah, I really am sorry that if you copied that build, that was pretty shit. So I am going to rip all this out because now we've seen these dynameters enough, so you know what's going on with them. So I'm actually going to make this a little bit more compact by taking them out of the mix as well. Oh, we're bricking stuff. Pick, that's too good. Instead of zombie brick a torch. So they can come out as well. So our build's going to be quite a bit more compact. And a bit nicer. Right then, I shall be back in a bit. Okay, I am back, and before I get on with what I'm going to do next, I just want to quickly show you what I've done here. I've been a little bit cheaty. I've used my auto disenchanter down in the base down there. If you remember, this Thamium chestplate had protection 4 and repair 2 on it, and my helmet had protection 4 and unbreaking on. What I've used is I used the disenchanter to disenchant everything off the chestplate, so I had to take everything off that, and then I just tried getting the unbreaking off that, but it took the protection off it as well, so I had to take the protection and the unbreaking off the helmet, and then I've used the anvil to put repair and protection back on. So I had about 20 odd levels. That took 17 levels to get repair 2 and protection on. So at least I've got repair 2 on my helmet. My helmet was quite low. It was about half. It was about half health. Now I've just made some more Thamium ingots by throwing some. I put that block on there to stop the taint coming out. By the way, that's got loads of aspects breaking down in it because I threw like a stack of not all at once, but I used a stack of nether wart and 16 iron ingots to make 16 Thamium ingots. I've just had a look to repair these. They're too expensive to repair in an anvil using ingots, and they need 20 levels to repair them to about halfway. So when I get 20 levels, I may repair them. I don't know yet. I've just realised I ain't actually got a wand, so that's something I'm going to have to deal with at some point. Now, so at the minute, all I've got on's an helmet. I'm probably just going to make. I could make some more Thamium stuff, or I could make some steel stuff. I'm not sure what I'm going to make, but well, I'm just on my base, so I don't really need anything. That's famous last words, probably. So what I've done down here is, first of all, I moved my little berry thing down here. Now, why are you an object? Why are you an object? You should be ejected upwards. Oh no, maybe it doesn't also eject. Okay, that's all fine. What I've done is I had this set wrong. Nicholas on the Utopia Cube server showed me what I was doing wrong. It was actually eating the berries. Because I had it right clicking, the machine was eating the berries. So what you do, you put a stick in there until it just used a fair slot, and it'll put all the berries in the rest of the slots. So I don't actually need that chest. That's for now. I can just let it fill this up with berries. So that's fine. I'll turn that off as well. Sweet. So that is going to as you can see, start collecting my essence berries, which I can nom 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 for XPs. And as I find more of these berry bushes around the world, I'll expand this and make it, and eventually get a big wall. We'll have XP on tap, which is very nice. So I want to make some of these. I want to make a timer and a state cell, yeah. Now my issue is, I've just made some of these circuit plates. My issue is for the state cell. Now let's actually do it this way. State cell. For the state cell, I need this guy in the middle. The rest of these are pretty easy. This is just redstone, a couple of sticks, some smooth stone. I have smooth stones upstairs, damn it. And that, but this thing needs a silicon chip. Silicon chip needs that, which needs that guy, yeah, which needs that silicon, which needs silicon bowl, a diamond saw. So I'm going to have to make a diamond saw in a minute. Silicon bowl needs sandy coal compound. Still, none of this is an issue yet until I get to this block of coal. If you look at a block of coal, the only thing I can get a block of coal from, because of GregTech, is by compressing it. So I need a compressor, so I can either go IC2. I thought I'd do a little bit of Bronze Age stuff. I'm going to skip a little bit. What I'm going to make is this guy called a steam compressor, I think it's called. Steam compressor. And this uses bronze plates, machine casting and stuff like that. So I've got everything I need in my inventory for this, I think. So there's the bronze plates. I'm going to need that and that and that. 4 of them, I think. And 2 of them. So here's our first thing then. I actually want another aqueous accumulator as well. I don't think I've got one anywhere. I'll probably have to cut in a minute and make that off camera. Just, you see me make plenty of them. So what we need, what do we need? First of all, we need an iron gear. You can use a steel, bronze gear as well, but iron's a bit cheaper because I can make iron plates in the rolling machine over there, rather than in the using a hammer and only getting half. So first up then, our first bit of GregTech stuff really. I'm going to have to sort them mobs out under the floor. They're winding me up. I've not left enough room. I've not filled in the gaps well enough under the floor. So there we go. There's an iron gear. Then what I need is, I actually need them 8 things. So 8 more iron plates is going to get me a basic machine casing, like so. Iron gear goes there. Bronze plates go there, 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 and there. And there is a steam compressor. Wonderful. Our steam compressor is going to go right over there, just in case it blows up. Because when I tested this in single player, I blew things up. So all GregTech machines take a while. So what we can do is we can put coal in here and it'll compress it into coal blocks. Cool. But of course we need power for that. So there's a coal boiler that I was going to make. Coal boiler. Small coal boiler. Bricks furnace. Wrench and some bronze plates. But when looking at it, it's actually, there's this one that's high pressure, faster than a bronze one. And because I can make steel in the rolling machine, it's actually cheaper ingot wise to make this one. So I've got the bits like that as well. It looks like I've actually made 4 bronze plates too many, because I am a chump. Can't do maths. So they're there, and then a furnace. That gets us a high pressure coal boiler. Wonderful. So this is our first bit of GregTech stuff. That's just going to go there. Give it a bit of time to think about what's going on. So what this needs is, it needs water and it needs coal. That's going to create steam, and we are going to put steam in here. Now what I'm also going to do is, if I've got the resources, I might make a drum and start storing some steam in it. I think I will. Let's have a look. Let's have a look how I make a drum. Drums are really good. They store 256 buckets worth of stuff. Empty drum, steel ingots, weighted pressure plate, cauldron. This should be alright. Yeah, let's do this. So I'm just going to cut the camera a second. I'll make one of these steel drums, empty drums, and I'll get an aqueous accumulator under there, because that does need a water source, otherwise it can go boom. So I want to make sure I've got a good stable water source. And when that's done, I'll come back and we'll make a coal block, and we'll start on a little path to make this silicon thing. There we are then. I brought my stone and my cobble down here as well. At some point, I've got 3 aqueous accumulators in here now. At some point, I'll make a little water plant when I've got some resources for some ender tanks. But for now, let's leave them separate. So I've got this right over here. I put an aqueous accumulator under there, so that's full of water. I've just banged 64 coal in there, so that's going to start heating up. Once this gets to temperature, it's going to start... Is that working? Is it working? Once that gets to temperature, it's going to start creating steam, which it should put in here. And then what I'm going to do is, I have made this guy, this drum. What I'll do is I'll place him on top of there. I want to make sure steam goes into there as well though. So I'm not sure this is going to work. Let's see. Let's see if we get steam in there as well. I need to get at least one of these compressed. Oops, not compressed. Oh, steam's going in there, look. So we're getting steam in the drum. Not getting any in there, so let's just take that off for now. So we've got a steam drum there, which might come in useful. So there we go. Sweet. So I might as well burn. I've got quite a lot of coal, so I'm going to burn through this stack of coal by putting loads of steam into this drum. And yeah, that might come in useful later. Put my dolly away. I don't know if I showed you making a dolly. Really useful for moving barrels and chests around. So that should have its power to do the full thing. I hope I haven't took its steam away from it. There we go. One block of coal. Excellent. So there's our first block done legitimately via Greg's rules. That gets us this sandy coal compound of now which I need to smelt into a silicon bowl. So let's run over here to the redstone furnace. In that goes. And now I need a diamond saw. Diamond saw. Now I think it has to be a diamond one for a silicon bowl, if I remember right. So that's just some cobble. So what do I need? I need 2 sticks, 4 bits of cobble and a diamond. Easy enough. There. Cobble. These chests are a bit of a mess at the minute, but they'll do for now. I'll get rid of the sticks. And 1 spare. And a couple of sticks should be in... run out of sticks maybe. Nope, I've got some sticks there, look. Ah, that's why, because I've used them to make them stuff. Okay, that gets me our diamond saw. Wonderful. And now, with a diamond saw, I can get this silicon bowl, make it into silicon. And now I believe I need to surround one of them with redstone. Yep. Stick 8 redstone around one of them. Gets me red silicon compound. And from there I smelt that into infused silicon. This is around the houses, isn't it? Infused silicon, wonderful. And I think that's what I needed. States. So my state cell there needed infused silicon, yeah, awesome. So let's grab that guy. And put him with 3 circuit plates. Gets me the silicon chip, cool. And I made all the other bits that we're going to need. So for the state cell, it's plate, anode. So plate, anode. Couple of standard circuit plates, 3 even. And then a pointer and a cathode. I think I've done them the wrong way around. There we go. That gets me a state cell, wonderful. And then a timer. See how sad I am here. See if I remember how to do a timer. And there. I'm quite glad I got that wrong, to be honest. Right, stop messing around. Look at this. Look at the recipe, idiot. Timer. There. Point in the middle. Okay, I was kind of nearly right at the beginning, wasn't I? Timer, wonderful. And now all I need is a couple of wires, which I seem to have misplaced. Are they in there? There they are. Cool. Right then. So I've not actually moved this yet. Now I'm gonna, for now, I'm gonna leave them dynamometers in because it's just easier than taking them out. Actually. So let's just grab them back. Save me pulling things apart. So you go back there. You go back there. My screwdriver says turn round. That's an iron file from GregTech. Try and get the right tool. There we go. I'll turn that around the right way. There we go, and turn that around the right way. So the only thing is, if I move the dynamometer, I need to get another bucket of lubricant. If I move the bevel gears, I need to move my water source. So might as well leave it as it is. So this can go. Now what I want to do here, I hope I can remember this right, and I could actually do with a bit more space behind here. And I need to go into the back of where that is. So that's going to have to move. Well, I'm keeping that because this thing's so damn noisy. I'm going to actually put it there. So, right, what do I need? Now, I'm actually going to make it on the wall. Oh, yeah, I'm going to make it on the wall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go... Look, that doesn't affect that at all. I'm going to go there and there. And then I'm going to... What I want is my state cell with the input from the bottom. So I can never remember which way input is with a state cell. Let me just quickly break that again. Put it down away from me, it should face correctly. So I won't place on there because it's a half block. Right, so bottom with a pointer pointing to it. Right. So that's the bottom then. Cool, that's exactly what I wanted. And then what I want is a timer there, but not facing that way. But you're kind of getting the gist of what's going to be happening here. Yeah, that's correct. So I need a screwdriver, which I don't know if I have. I probably won't have because I haven't had to use one yet, have I? So let's get a Project Red screwdriver. What do I make that guy? Screwdriver, GregTech, Rotarycraft. There's the one we need. 3 iron, 2 lapis. Easy enough. Let's make 1, 2 lapis. And just get some iron from over here. 1, 2, 3. Gets me a screwdriver from Project Red, which lets me turn these blocks around. That's what I need to do. I need to turn that way. So, right. What I want here is this thing. I've worked it out. This takes about 28 seconds. This takes 32, 33. So I'm going to put it to 33. This takes about 8. This one takes 11. So what I want to do is I want to switch my timer between 33 seconds and 11 seconds. So that's what we're going to set here. So what we want is our torque is the middle two. Yeah, that's a shorter one. So torque is set to off. That's correct. And speed is set to on, which is correct. So what I want is I want to set the timer on this to 33 seconds. And I want to set the timer on this to 11 seconds. So what's going to happen when that turns on, so when that gets a pulse from the timer, it puts the redstone signal on for 33 seconds, then it'll turn it off, which will let the timer spin, which will take 11 seconds to get round, which will then pulse, turn that back on, and turn that back on to 33 seconds again. So now we should be good to go. Let's give it a try. Let's turn that on. Let's put some fuel in. Idiot. So stick an hour's worth of fuel in there. Turn it on. So we've got our 8k rods in a minute. Timer's on. That's the wrong way around. The middle's working. Is that the wrong way around? I think it is, isn't it? So they're working. Yes, it is the wrong way around. Let's just stop that a second. And what I actually want is, that's right, isn't it? Process 1 is the one that needs speed. Yes. Okay, so what I need is switch these two around. So that wants to be 4 times torque, and that wants to be 16 times speed. Is that right? Let's see if this is right. Let's have a look. Come on. 16, please. Let's try that again. So at the minute, yeah, the first and the fourth one's trying to work. It's not going to have enough time because we didn't have it set right. But now, second and the third are working. So just after that clicks through, you should see this switch. There, it switched. So now we've got 33 seconds to do this one and this one. So I'm going to have to sit and watch it for 33 seconds. Bit of manly music. And have I timed it right? Let's see. Sweet. So that just went in time. Then it switched to these. Now I could, this is a bit overcomplicated. I mean, I could have just done it so that it turns on for 32 seconds and off for 32 seconds. But this bit's that short. It means it's just wasting power. And it doesn't make much over a minute or two. But if I want to leave this running all the time, it's just constant little bit of power that, I mean, it's about 20 seconds of power out of every 50 seconds, isn't it? Out of every 60 seconds. So you're losing about a third of your power. So it actually makes if you put it like that, it actually makes sense, doesn't it? So what I can do now is I can just leave this running. So that one's about 28. That one's 33. It should just pop, and then we'll see this change. The pop, and then that changed. There we go. So there we go. We have fully automated our thing there, and we're only running off one engine. So that's much better than it was last time, isn't it? And we haven't fully automated because we're putting things into there. Now, what I'd like to do is put them straight into a furnace, but I ain't really got the setup for that just yet. I should have probably... Right, so what I'm going to look at next is, I'm going to stop the video in just a second. I'm going to check exactly how much time I've used up to now, and I'm going to see exactly how far away I am from getting a big reactor. What I need to do really is I need to get my sugarcane farm automated. And because this is running off one engine, it doesn't need a lot of automation if I'm being honest. What's happened? Oh, that was a thing changing. Cool. That was funky, isn't it? That's maybe why it takes a little bit longer, because it has to have time to change. It doesn't change instantaneously. Which is, when I timed it, it was bang on 32 seconds. So that's why it needs that extra seconds needed, just because there's a little bit of transfer time when it switches. That is working very nice. So just to remind you what's going on there, just in case I was a bit too quick. That's set 33. When a state cell gets a pulse, it puts a signal out until its timer completes. So this is going to get a pulse when it's there. Watch. So a state cell gets a pulse when the timer hits its thing there. Pulse. So the redstone signal comes on until the timer set in here stops it. So this is like a little timer that resets itself. So it runs once and then resets, but it keeps a pulse on, which is really nice. So that's puts our redstone signal in. It's also stopping this timer from running. So when this gets round and resets, it also lets this timer do its job again, which starts the process again. Wonderful. Right, I will be back. Oh yeah, what I was going to show you anyway was need to get the farm, and for that I need sustained power. Bit of a weird tangent there, wasn't they? For that I need sustained power, and what I want to try and look at for sustained power is a big reactor. Big reactor. And I want to see exactly what we've got here. Now, as you can see, I'm processing uranium there, so I'm going to have plenty of yellorium, because that's what that stuff processes into. We can grab a bit of that and just cook a bit of it up, and I'll show you. So let's grab 15 of that. Cook it up in this chap. And what it's going to give us is actually GregTech uranium. GregTech uranium can be used for the big reactor stuff. Just like I think it can be used to fuel it as well, if I'm being honest. I think it's just equivalent of normal uranium. So what we've got there is we are getting 5 times as much uranium, which is, I'm sure, something that makes Greg want to pull his hair out. What we need for this is, these are quite expensive possibly. We need loads of these reactor casings, which we're probably not going to have. We need graphite bars, which is just smelted coal, so that's easy. Raw uranium. Raw uranium. That's just normal uranium by the look of it. Yeah, it is. Cool. And then the glass is reactor casings and glass. Yeah, that's easy enough. The controller just takes a diamond, easy enough. Power tap, just redstone. Just a chest and a piston. And that's for rednet stuff. We don't need that. Don't need that. We'll want some we'll want a couple of redstone pots, so that's easy enough. And that's a separate block. That's easy enough as well. So all we need to see is how much the casing is going to cost us, and all that is steel. No, iron. Cool. Graphite bar and uranium. So we can make a big reactor. Wonderful. I'm going to go make some bits for that. Basically, I'm going to make a stack of reactor casings. I'll come back and we'll put that over here, and I'll see how long the episode is. And we'll see how far we can get on with it. Back in a bit. Okay then, back we are, and it's been about an hour since you last saw me, and I've just put another stack of fuel in there, and I've got quite a lot of uranium out of that. So look at that. I'm doing alright on uranium there. I've got a stack of graphite bar. The video is over 30 minutes long, so it's going to be a bit heavy to try and squeeze everything to do with a big reactor in 10 minutes, so I'm going to leave that for the next episode, I think. Now, I'm going to do a stream after this video goes out. I'm not sure where I'm going to do it yet. Well, I was going to do it on here, but I wanted power if I was going to do it on here. So I might have to make the big reactor on tomorrow's stream. Which means I'll talk through it on the next episode though if I do that. I just said a meteor, there was an airburst. So there was blocks scattered around on top of stuff. You can see actually, look, there's blocks. No, there isn't. I thought there might be some blocks scattered on the glass, but there's not. I hope they don't damage anything. And some weird stuff happened. One of them, whenever I restart the server, I get another Rotarycraft book. No idea where that is. But I had to restart the server, so there we go. Now, the airburst had in it a couple of weird things. Greg Tech ore, I don't know what that is. There's no use on it. It looks like it's just a placeholder. And a bit of Certus quartz pillar, which is a bit weird as well. So, clearly a meteor from an advanced civilization that whose star must have gone nova. Otherwise, why would that be there? Certus quartz pillar, I didn't even know they existed. Interesting. Well, I'll probably just make that into for Certus quartz. There we go. Easy enough. So I'll get them stored. Now the steam thing over here has been a bit weird as well. Let's quickly run over here. I came across it. It was huffing and puffing like this, and the barrel's full there. Look, the drum's full. 256,000 millibuckets. So 256 buckets of steam in there that I can use as and when needed. And it had gone through about 40 odd for this, but it's not making that into a block, that coal. So no idea what's going on. Don't know no idea. It made that first block, then it's just stopped. So I need to work out what's going on there, because it's confusing me a bit. If I put coal in there, it'll start burning it, start sending this back up. This is full of steam. Greg's GUIs have always been a bit shitty, I think. He needs to pay someone to make these a bit nicer. So that's blue's obviously water, grey's steam. That's heat, I'm guessing. But it's not doing out. What it's doing is burning coal. So no idea what's going on. Meh. So I'm going to ignore that for now. So what I'm going to do, just to quickly finish this episode, is I'm going to make a quick and dirty remote inventory system, and I'm going to make one for charging up my sword whenever I come into the base. So the first thing I'm going to need is a remote inventory. This is going to take these items. Let me just clear my inventory, and that's what I need to do first, isn't it? Where does this stuff want to go? Give me a minute, back in a sec. Okay then, back I am with a tidy inventory, some stuff we're going to need, and I had to go on a bit of a journey because I had no cactus. I found no cactus yet, there's no desert. I found no cactus, so I've been on a bit of a journey on my hang glider. But right now, this is a big mountain, which is really cool. Look, that gets really high. I came across here, found an NPC village, and that's quite cool. I don't know if that's like a fair forest, but that's made out of fair wood. That's a nice looking NPC village there, and I've got quite a bit of loot from that. There's some chests. There was that's a what do you call it? Blacksmith. and there's a Thaumcraft tower which had a chest in it, and that's a bee. That looks like that one's a bee place, doesn't it? So I got a couple of apiaries, and I flew back around this way. And also what's up here actually is, well, I was mining a bit, I was up there mining, and that's black granite. So that's the stuff I've been using to make the roads, the pavement up here. So I've spread that out a bit more. I brought about a stack and a half back. What I think I'll do is I'll make a cobalt hammer with silk touch for that at some point. Now that we can, because this of course does cobalt, so I'll be able to get 5 cobalt ingots per what do you call it. So as you can see now, it needs more slack. Go in there, you. Copper, no gold, have I? Start with the basic stuff. This also does diamond and stuff as well, you know. So we can put a diamond in there, and you get your 5 diamonds per diamond ore as well. But I'm probably better than. Is it 5? Probably better than what do you call it? Fortune in it. Should have gone the other way. It's always the other way. 50% average per stage, average 5 units per ore. So, probably more than you get fortune in it, innit? Or is it? I'm not sure if I'm being perfectly honest. Let's have a think about that. Yeah, it's gonna be more in it. Screw it. But for now, let's stick something that's got a bigger stack in it. There we go. It's got a full stack of copper in there now. I'm gonna have to make some more ethanol crystals as well. I'm nearly out. It has been a couple of hours. So basically I need a stack an hour, which a reed farm is easily going to be able to do. Right, so anyway, I needed some green dye. Couldn't find any cactus, but eventually over there I found a load of dye trees around there. You can see them all scattered. These are all dye trees. So I managed to get a green tree. One of the trees has got fuse wood that nearly killed me, which was fun. But I've got some green saplings, so I can plant them, and what they'll do is when you cut the trees down, you get some saplings. You also get a few dyes, which is nice. And I think you can also use the actual saplings as dyes as well. So what I needed the dyes for, I needed a couple of these things, blank upgrades. So I think I just need 2 of them. The important bits we need to make one of these guys, a wireless transceiver. So here's an ender pearl on the top. I actually need 2 of these guys. Just remembered. Let's grab another ender pearl, another redstone, 5 more iron. Iron. Like so. That gets me 2 of these wireless transceivers, and then one of the transceivers goes into this thing with 5 of them and 1 of them. And I knew I needed 3 of them. What have I done wrong? Item upgrade. Not upgraded it yet. Okay. Oh, yeah, I do need another one of them. So, as if. So I need another green dye, another couple of gold nuggets, another couple of redstone, and was it iron? Yes, it was iron. Back over here again. Can't wait to get some kind of speed boost on my armor, because running at vanilla speed kills me. So one of these wants to be an item upgrade, which I think is 2 chests. Yes. So grab 2 chests, make that into an item upgrade, like so, and that is what we put one of these wireless transceivers with. Thank you very much. Now what I want to do with this is I want to sit it on top of this guy, like so. What I need to put in it is thermal expansion power upgrade. So I need a couple of leadstone energy conduits. So leadstone energy conduit is lead, which I'm getting very low on. I need to process some pretty soon. And glass. Where's glass? Oh, these chests need sorting out, something wrong. Bit of glass there, and then some redstone, I believe. Gets me, yep, 6 of them. So one either side of one of these is going to get me a thermal expansion power upgrade. So are these both full? 15,600, 14,33,000, 600. So if we put this in there, that's now got the upgrade for that. What I also need, I need this on me, and I need this link into that. So if I click on that, not right. I click it. I shift right clicked it then to link it to me. Then I believe I click on that. Is that right? Is that linked to me? Yes. What am I doing wrong? That should go blue on top. Back in a sec. Let me work this out. Okay then, I'm back and I've finally got it working. Now, I've had a couple of issues with this. I've forced an update on the mod. So I've put the latest version of the mod in. I've just started the server again, so I've got another Rotarycraft book. Damn it. So, throw that away. So, one thing that I did was, when I brought the block, it destroyed the thermal expansion power upgrade. So I cheated myself back in because it destroyed that when I broke in the block. And I've checked the thread and that I think has been upgraded now. So that issue shouldn't be around anymore. So I put it over here instead. And then when I put it down here, I noticed that the power line won't connect in here. So I thought, I wonder if it doesn't take hardened energy conduits. Now the one I've actually seen using this power this way is in Vagram's hotblock video. And he was using the redstone energy conduit. So I thought I'd check with them. So I made some redstone energy conduits by putting a liquid redstone in them and stuff, and they won't connect either, so I tried putting them down here and they just won't connect in. So if I put them down there, they'd just not connect at all. So I knew something was wrong, so I've updated to the latest version, which I can quickly tell you what it is. It is called, let me just get the thread back up really quick. The latest version is 164.193A. So 193A is the version that I've updated. So now next episode is going to be episode 10, which should have a weld download. So if it's got this in, you may have to manually update your version of Remote IO if you do a weld download. But I'll work out. I'll see if we get a pack update. So I just picked up my block there. One of the wonderful things about strong boxes, you can pick them up. So when that works, it charged my thing up, so now I've got a fully charged up flux infused sword. And the other thing that I made is I recorded this bit once, and then I decided to update the mod, so I've actually made this on camera the first time, but you're not going to see it again because I've already made it. Is I made this thing. It's a tier 3 range upgrade. It uses a tier 2 range upgrade, so it's just nether quartz and glowstone. The tier 2 is just glowstone and redstone, and the tier 1 is just a couple of redstone. A couple of glowstone either side that other blank upgrade that I made. That gets us a tier 3 range upgrade. Now, as far as I'm aware, this puts us up to a 64 block range upgrade. So if I was to go kill something, I'm not going to go look because I've got no armor hardly, then within anywhere within 64 blocks of that, my armor will charge up. So I should be anywhere in my base. I should get my armor charge back up. But what I can check with this is that's full as well. Son of a bitch. Everything's full. What's everything full for? Hang on, this will work. So if I get that in my inventory, look at that. Just by having that in my inventory, it's charging up. How awesome is that? So anything that uses RF in my inventory is going to charge from that power line into that block. So cool, so cool. So a very awesome mod. That's DR Miller W. I've got to get his name right. I can't just say that, can I? It's a very good mod. Let's just leave it at that. Remote IO. So I don't want to use that for other stuff in the future. I've just found out as well that there's a lock at remotes. There's this thing, padlock. You can make a lock upgrade. Now I did this on Resident Raz and I actually had it as a mobile cobble. Getting rid of it out of my inventory. You could take it mining with a few upgrades, but before the remote inventory spat all the upgrades out whenever you picked it up. Now it works with a lock upgrade, so you could have this set up to have nice range on it. You could have it set up to do items. You could have it set up so that it feeds into a ender chest, which then feeds back into your system back at home. And so pull everything out of your inventory unless you blacklist anything. So you probably want to use ender these item ducts, so you can blacklist what you don't want to take out your inventory, and it'll just suck everything into your ME network, which is really awesome. So there we go. Right, I'm going to wrap up the episode there because it's gone a bit long. But as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope it was entertaining. Next episode is a big reactor over there, for which I need, I think, about 64 ender pearls for the coolant. So I'm going to have to go ender pearl hunting or mimicrate hunting. I'm not going to use this because this mimicrate block is not meant to spawn as blocks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all these to bits. I'm going to take just a couple of mimicry each rather than use a block. So that's a bit cheaty. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope I see you next time. Cheers. Bye. I'm back again just for a real little bit. I just noticed that this was draining down extremely quickly. If we look at that, it's going down 26, 5, 4, 3, 2, 19. Quick. And we're running power into there, but it's not that. It's this. There's nothing in my inventory that needs charging. Let's just get rid of them. There's nothing that can be charged on me, and you can see that's going down really quick. Now, if I take the wireless transceiver out of my inventory, then that's going up again now. So, as long as the wireless inventory, the wireless transceiver is in my inventory, it looks like it's pulling power. So you need to be aware of that. So, when I'm going to use this, I'm going to leave the wireless transceiver in my ender pouch. And when I come back from somewhere, if my sword's empty, I'll just pop that into my inventory for a few seconds, let it charge up, pop it back out again. Still works better than having to manually put my thing in here all the time. So, that's still good. Yeah. Okay then, cheers. Bye.